So, hello everybody, and we're here for the Photocall of Cobweb, Jung-Se Korean film. A very lively cinema over recent years, and Can is very happy to have one of the major representatives of Korean film here, Kim Jee-Woon, Korean director, with his film Cobweb, which was screened yesterday out of competition. The film is going to be coming out in France on the 26th of July, and it's the story of Kim in the 1970s in Seoul, who wants to reshoot the end of his film, which is called Cobweb as well, so it's a film in a film. And his dream is that if he can just reshoot the last 3 sequences of his film, he's going to be able to complete what he considers to be the ultimate masterpiece. So it's a film about censorship in the 1960s and 70s that there was at the time in cinema, and it's a dark comedy. Kim Jee-Woon has worked with a number of different genres. He's a star in his country, and he's got some very, very major actors from his country. There's Kang-Ho, who was, of course, in Parasite, from Bong Joon-ho, another Korean film. There's Lim Soo-Jung, Oh Jung-Se, Yeo-Been, Krystal Young Pak, on the right, Krystal Yoon, who is an actress and a very well-known K-pop singer who is part of the F2X in the F2X group. So K-pop, Korean cinema go hand in hand in a way, because you know, in the 1990s already, Korea wanted to breathe new life into culture. They had a new cultural policy. There was massive investment in the entertainment industry, so that the country could be seen from abroad, and of course have more tourism and so on. The two go together, and it had a big impact. There was K-dramas, K-movies, K-pop, and Krystal, this singer and actress, is a great representative. So Kim Jee-Woon with Cobweb. He's already been to Cannes, of course, out of competition in 2005 with A Bittersweet Life. Out of competition, but in a midnight session. A very dark Korean film. 2007, of course, was The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. And it's very interesting to see how the, kimchi westerns, as they're called, have taken over from spaghetti westerns. Of course, The Good, the Bad, and the Weird makes reference, of course, to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly from Sergio Leone. And so, spaghetti western. So Korean films have been very present here for a number of years. You remember, of course, Old Boy, which was the Grand Prix of the jury in 2004 by Park Chan-wook, which almost got the Palme d'Or. But the president of the jury at the time, Quentin Tarantino, decided otherwise. There was Parasite, of course, more recently. The actor that you can see there, Kang-Ho, the male actor, in between the two ladies, was an actor in Parasite. More than 8-minute standing ovation for this film when it was screened here. It won the Palme d'Or unanimously. And it's one of those films, it's one of those Korean films that worked really well in France. It's the biggest Korean success in France. Just after within the month following its release, it had 2 million entries. So by this film by Bong Joon-ho, Parasite. The film looks at the 1970s in Seoul. As you know, Korean cinema had a golden age in the 50s, but following Park Chung-hee's overthrow of power, there was a lot of restrictions on culture, on cinema, and so on, and it of course brought in great censorship, and there was a production quota that was brought in as well. At the time, there was only 15 films produced a year. Of course, there was censorship, which was increased in '72, and there was a ban put on films which had any social or political criticism. And the whole climate in Korea in the 1970s was a dark comedy in itself, and this inspired Kim Jee-Woon for his film, and this is what decided him to set his film during this period of the 1970s. It's the story of a filmmaker, a director who's trying to complete his film, and he comes up against the censorship authorities, against the political authorities, against the actors as well, and the whole problem that Kim, the character, will have is to overcome all of this. And it's interesting that to overcome the censorship, the new Korean New Wave moved towards horror film and genre films. And this is the moment when cinema, which was increasingly popular, saw a number of directors coming out and standing out, including Kim Jee-Woon, who is here today at the Photocall for his film Cobweb. The rise of Korean cinema and this soft power, this culture of cinema, was supported by companies as well, private companies like Samsung, which needed content to develop and diversify its business to conquer Asian markets first of all, and then Western markets. And it gambled on quality projects, notably aesthetic projects, and so culture was a driving force for business and in South Korea, and this created a certain jealousy because the great Japanese director Koreeda, that we've seen this week in competition in Cannes for his film Monster, and who of course had a Palme d'Or as well for his film Shoplifters, and he said that his desire, the passion that he had when he saw the Korean system, he found it really, really very productive and efficient, and he was jealous that he couldn't benefit from this. So there's Song Kang-Ho, star of Cannes, the actor of Parasite, which won the Palme d'Or, who worked a lot with Bong Joon-ho, the director of Parasite. He's not just an actor, he's a co-author, if you like. He's played in so many films of Bong Joon-ho. Korean film, which of course counts others like Davy Shu, that we know well here, the director, the Franco-Cambodian director, who is part of there's Song Kang-Ho saying thank you very much in French, merci beaucoup, Davy Shu, who made a return to Seoul, screened here in Un Certain Regard, and who was a member of the jury for the Caméra d'Or, and he benefited from investment from South Korea, and he went to film in South Korea, and so they're very open to welcoming foreign directors, a system we know very well in France as well, of course, with the aid for world cinema from the CNC, because we know that France is one of the countries that welcomes the work of one of the leading countries in receiving foreign directors from around the world to France. So there they are, Cobweb, going to the press conference. There was a lot of applause yesterday, and with the music clapping was in time to the music of the credits, and Song Kang-Ho, of course, very well known here, but not only because the festival goers from Cannes and elsewhere were around, who were there at the red carpet last night. They were here for Krystal as well, because she's an actress, but she's also a very famous and popular K-pop singer in the group F2X. Song Kang-Ho, not just Parasite, of course, Broker. I was talking about Koreeda earlier on, and he was in his film last year, and he won the Best Actor award last year. So he's a bit of an old-timer here at the festival, and a regular.
Wow.
Another rising star is Soo-Jung, who is a K-pop star as well, but who's known as Krystal. And she's in the group with her sister, and they call themselves the Young Sisters. They sing together. They sang the song "Say Yes" for the film "Make Your Move" from Dwayne Adler in 2013. Song Jung-Ho signing photos on the very elegant catalogue of the festival this year. So this film isn't in the running for the Palme d'Or or anything, but it was very well received yesterday. When it was screened. So dark comedy, a genre film. Which tells the trials and tribulations of a filmmaker trying desperately to reshoot the last 3 sequences of his film. But there's the technicians, there's the actors, there's the censorship authorities are all putting things in his way.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, please. May I? Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Thank you.